Hey, Money Grows on Trees, Facebook group members. Those of you watching this on YouTube, I'm here with the wonderful Liz.
Hey.
Yay! She's been kind enough to give up some time to let me interview her based on her success in our 5 Steps to Millions mentorship program. So, which she's been doing for the last 6 months now, maybe 7 months.
Yeah, maybe a little bit more.
Right.
I think
Something like that.
Maybe September last year.
September 7th.
August.
Yeah, so 6 months. Oh wow. Okay, maybe 8 months. It's
Oops,
been a while.
I don't want it to end.
No, it's okay. You're doing so well, and that's why I think it was on our group call last week. You were saying some things, or we were talking about some things, and I was like, we really need to do a success story together because of what you've achieved so far since you started.
Okay.
So here we are.
Okay.
We're here.
Sounds like a plan.
I'm going to ask you some questions, and then we're going to let you talk and spill the beans. Okay.
Okay.
So you've been in for since August now.
Yep.
And time's flown by. So just take us back before you started the mentorship program. What was life like for you?
Oh my God, so different. I think I was actually sort of depressed a bit, especially around money, simply because I just didn't really know how to manage it, and I had actually been scammed hugely, very badly, very painfully. And so I got to the point where I was just scared. I didn't trust myself to manage my money or my affairs. I didn't, I was just really stuck. And I felt like I had a glass ceiling where, I could save, and I was a good saver and I could save a certain amount. But once it got to, I don't know, maybe just like even really low, like 30 grand, things happened to my money and would just dissipate. And I just felt I need personal development. I just thought there's something going on. There's some loop. There's some subconscious sabotaging going on, because I didn't think it was actually really happening out there. I felt it was mentally, it was subconsciously a repetitive pattern. And I needed help.
Okay. So you had a repeating pattern happening with the money?
Yeah, for sure. Over a long time, like years.
Okay.
I think when I look at it, when I really reflect on it, it was a chronic issue.
Okay. And I remember our discovery call, actually. I remember our first call. I remember like it was yesterday. And and there were some areas that you wanted to improve. I knew I could help.
Yeah.
So what was the one, I guess that answers the second question, because the second question I would have is, what's the one thing that happened that made you want to make a change? But I think it was that scamming experience where you lost money, right?
Several scams, not just one, but quite a few. Like it was probably like 150 freaking grand or something. Like it was a huge like in different incidences.
Overall,
but so I felt I needed a lot to learn, like I was a baby starting again.
Okay, great. The first step to transformation is actually self-awareness. So that's exciting. You're aware, and then you understood that you needed help. So you reached out. We started together. How did you find out about the 5 Steps to Millions mentoring?
It came up on my Facebook feed.
Okay. So you probably... Did you grab, what book did you start with? Money Buys Happiness book?
Yeah, I did. I bought the book first off.
Okay.
But I went straight to the mentoring.
Yes.
Immediately. I don't think I even read the book before I went to the mentoring. Sorry,
I didn't. That's good. No. Look, I think at the end of the day, it's more than just a book, isn't it? Because it's about getting accountability, right?
Yeah.
Why did you go straight to the mentoring and from the book?
Because actually, it was literally from your ad. I liked your ad a lot. You were very money. You were contradictory. Your words were the title of the book is contradicting what a lot of people say. Money buys happiness. Well, there's a contradictory. Money doesn't buy happiness, and then money grows on trees. And a lot of people say, "Well, money doesn't grow on trees." So I like this sort of rebellious sort of nature going against the grain. And you were very, very positive. And you're sort of young, and I'm thinking, oh God, there's this young guy, and he's like really financially successful. He must know some things, to have that sort of confidence. And you just sounded very practical. It was my language. You were speaking my language.
Perfect. Wonderful. I love practicality.
Yeah, it was straight to the point. You weren't
Yeah,
waffling, you know. You just
that's
went
good.
straight to the point. It's very direct.
Yes, wonderful. That's what we want. We don't have any time to muck
Yeah.
around here. So,
No.
okay. So you started,
Mm,
and I feel like, yeah, like you're definitely not the same person you are now. That's for sure.
no, not at
So
all.
tell us what things have you achieved since then, and how have you changed? You
Oh,
think?
definitely my personality. I just feel more confident for sure. I
Yeah.
feel a sense of peace because I am being tracked. I'm being monitored. I'm being guided.
Yeah.
I can follow a path. I'm not all over the place. It's like I don't know what I'm doing anymore. I know what I'm doing.
Ah.
I know sort of where I'm going. And I've
Yeah.
got a mentor that's keeping me on track, So
Yeah.
anytime I wanted to go and do something silly, not that I've contacted you that much, but I might just think, oh, not sure, and I might just check in with you. You know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying.
Before
We
I,
talk. We talk in the WhatsApp a fair bit, I think.
yeah, before I make a blunder. So
Yeah.
it's just
Okay.
that's so incredibly supportive. Just knowing that you're out there in the ether,
Sure.
that I can
Yeah.
connect with you at any
Yeah.
time. That's
Yeah.
huge for me.
Yeah.
Um, and and the exercise has been fantastic, and listening to lots of audible books has been great, and the Toastmasters has been fabulous. I'm just loving all of it. I'm loving all the personal development. Yeah, I feel more whole, and I feel like I'm really connecting in with my true self, because I think I was a very scared person. I was scared of
Yes.
myself. I was
Yeah.
scared of making mistakes, and I was I was depressed, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
I was. When I look back now, when I think about how, you know, like I'm getting ready now to do my second trail half
Yeah.
marathon, half trail
Wow.
run. That's 25K, in 3 weeks' time. I'm getting ready
That's
to do
amazing.
that. That's my
You
second one.
you weren't even
Ah,
a
it's like,
runner when we started, were you?
huh?
You
No,
weren't
I
even a runner.
hadn't done, no, I wasn't a runner. I got that thing from the internet, from couch to half marathon in 20 weeks. That was
Yeah.
me. So I
That's
learned
amazing.
from
You know,
beginning.
I think for those listening to this, the financial journey for people is quite often not about money, but behavior. Because
Mm,
money is a byproduct of our behavior. So if we're good with
that's
our
right.
behavior and we set high standards for ourselves, we tend to
Mm,
set high financial standards and the money will
mhm,
come. So
mm,
part of the process for you, Liz, was I'm like, well, I see we need to develop some confidence. And
mm,
so confidence, resilience, grit,
mm,
that type of stuff, so that you can
mhm,
apply that to other parts of your life, which we'll talk about in a second,
mm,
how it's helped you with money.
mm,
So the challenge to you was doing something hard,
mm,
which was the marathon, right?
mhm. Half
So you
marathon.
half marathon, training for that, doing one, you're doing a second one, and
Mhm.
it's was it be fair to say you fortified some strength in your mind and body by doing that?
Yeah, I just love it. Like I love the challenge. I challenge myself all the time. Go out, and I love that's what I love. And I realized I'm an adventure person. And
Yes.
my daughter said, I didn't even recognize that in myself. My daughter said to me, but mom, you like rock climbing and you like to do all these things, but I wasn't doing any of them, and you
Yeah.
like to go skiing and you like to go
Yeah.
sailing, and
Yeah.
and I'm thinking, oh my God, what I am. I'm an adventure person. I like to push
Yeah.
myself, but I hadn't been at all. Been very flat for quite some
Yeah.
years actually.
Yeah.
And so I felt like I was actually reconnecting with my true childlike self.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's because you were there in the background, and because you have this system, so I could relax. I could just trust the process. And
Yeah.
that's really big for me. I wasn't out by myself just fumbling
Trust.
around in the darkness. And you know what? A lot of people I know, they don't really talk about money. It's a very private thing. It's like, you're trying to fish for information and stuff. Nobody wants to tell you anything.
Yeah.
And it's like you come here and it's like everybody's really open and we're all just chatting about freaking money. It's like it's
Yeah.
such a relief. Do you know
Yeah.
what I mean? It's like, oh, I
Yeah.
so needed to just talk about this stuff. Like,
Yeah.
it's not like
Yeah.
this. private. Like, we're okay to be friends as long as we don't talk about money.
Yeah, that's all we talk about is money. Well, we talk about other things. We talk about behavior,
I'm
but
talking about my friends,
yeah,
my
yeah,
friends,
yeah, yeah,
we can be talk, but we just don't talk about money.
yeah. It's because I
So
don't know. I don't know how many people understand it. So maybe they're just a bit afraid or apprehensive, or maybe if they give you some help with it, it doesn't work out, they're going to be blamed for it. But there is
yeah.
a there is a simple system that we follow in our 5 steps to millions, 5 steps.
Mm,
But what I love about your journey, Liz, is you've done the running and you've done some Toastmasters to develop yourself in public speaking, which is
mhm,
obvious talking to you
mhm,
on this interview now.
mhm, mhm.
Um, but what sort of money gains have you made? Like, what have you done financially since starting?
Oh, yeah, because I did come in a lot for the personal development because I really felt I had a bit of a screw loose or something wasn't right upstairs.
Sure. Yeah.
So yeah, well, I obviously I've joined. Oh, I've got my money in order, so I have my different accounts for. I've definitely got my emergency fund, and I pay me first 20% into the
Great.
future,
Great.
and I do that every week, and I've definitely got Raise powering along. Like,
Yeah.
Raise just automatically takes money out of my bank accounts and
Yep.
is growing rapidly. I probably need to change it to the next level, actually.
Yep.
I've saved heaps of money. Like, well, for me, I
Yeah.
well and truly bypassed that 30 grand, by a long
Yes.
way.
That was the original goal,
Over
right?
doubled and more and much more than that. So that's cool.
So,
I have I know where I'm going with my money. I can track, and I'm learning a lot of new skills all the time. There's still a lot to learn, but I'm so
yeah.
happy to be on the journey. And I have a lot more clients. I have some beautiful, lovely clients. So I'm obviously my weekly income has grown
Yes.
significantly because of my attitude, really, because I'm
Yes.
really freaking positive. They love me.
You know what's really interesting?
Oh, I'm
You
a
know,
massage therapist and they love me. Oh, and also because I'm doing this training, I'm really relating to a lot of my athletic type clients. I have a lot
yeah.
of athletic clients, and it's
Yeah.
like, we can chit chat about our challenges and our stuff, and we give each other, well, they give me a lot of tips, really, about my style. So I love this new connection I have with my clients. Oh,
Mm,
and I have a PT coach now who I do swaps with,
wow.
so that's
So good.
cool. And yeah, I've got like side hustle. I need to sort of grow that more. I haven't really done too much with my side hustle, to be honest.
But you've started. I
I've
think
started.
I,
I've
I think
started.
what's great about your journey so far is that the behavioral shifts. So we started out with some personal testing and challenging for you to lean into and do. And you did that and you showed up and you implemented. And it was probably frustrating and challenging to begin with. And then
Yeah.
you did some more personal development stuff
Mm,
based on what we discussed. Then your attitude changed, your language changed, how
mm,
you spoke changed.
mhm,
Then you started showing up on the calls more like with a different posture,
mhm,
um, and you spoke more, and your confidence was growing.
mhm,
Then, based on all those things, you started to attract more clients to your business. You started to make
mhm,
more money. You started to build better rapport with clients because you're doing more
mm,
interesting things with your life. Then you
mm,
saved more. Then you had a money
mm,
management system put in place, and you invested your money, and
mm,
you're doing all the 5 steps so
mhm,
well. So the 5 steps is mindset. That was the first segment of the whole program for you, which you
mm,
developed.
mm.
Mentorship, so you're coachable. You go and execute what is suggested, right?
Most
Yeah.
of the time. Most
Most
of
of the time, yeah, most of the time
the
coachable.
time.
So it's important. Then you manage your money, you're multiplying it, now you're making extra. So
Yeah.
you've effectively done it all. And the reason I guess I brought you on here is because you said it before, your attitude has changed.
Mm. That's
And
the
you're
biggest thing for me. I don't feel like the same person. And I always used to see people and I used to think, oh, they can change, but I can't change. Do you know what I mean? I believed that for many years. Many
how did you
years.
believe that?
Why? I
Yeah.
don't know. I just don't think I had what it took. I just I don't know. Maybe I couldn't see change in myself. Oh,
Mm,
oh, and habits. I had habits. Self-denigrating was a big thing. Many people used to say to me that I'm really hard on myself. They've been
yeah.
saying it to me for years. So it was one of the biggest things I wanted to change was my self-talk
Yes.
because it was happening. It was reoccurring in my life. And I think it's ongoing, like I had been
Yes.
doing that for a very long time. So I have to
Yeah.
constantly keep checking myself.
Yep.
But I have a lot of things to be happy about and grateful to. And my kids are very proud of me.
Yes. Is it proud?
You know, they're very proud of what I'm doing with my life, and they don't worry about me so much anymore. You know what I mean? It just makes them happy, and they can get on with their lives too.
Yeah.
And I
That's
try
good.
to introduce them to they. It's but the proof is in the pudding, though. They need to see
Sure.
results, and then
Yes.
because I keep thinking, oh, they've got to, do Lloyd, or they've, I've got to. But they need to. They really want to see. Right, Mom's really on this. She's making.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You have to. The old saying goes, and so even with like businesses and stuff, you have to retire your husband before they believe. So they got to walk. You got to walk on water before people believe it. But your progress in all areas of money is right on track, and I
Yeah,
think that long term, as you wind the clock forward, the impact will be substantial.
yeah.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's
Um,
already
Yeah,
happening.
and I feel like I'm at the beginning. Like, the more you learn, the more you realize there is to learn. But luckily, I am teachable. So
Yes.
I'm open to the idea of learning. Like, I'm really enjoying learning again. Like, and
Yes.
you're very kind to me because I think I'm a lot hard. No, well, I think I'm a lot harder on myself than you are because you're very encouraging. When you don't think you really have done as well as I have. Honestly, it takes you to actually say that to me because I could still think, but I haven't done this
Well,
and I haven't done
yeah.
that.
Well, I
You
think
know,
what happens is sometimes when I ask people if they'd like to share a success story, they often go, well, what do you mean? Because they can't see the trends, the transformation as well as I can.
yeah,
And I can see it. I can even see it on some, like I can just see it so quickly.
yeah,
Um, and so you don't have to be even at net $1 million worth or millionaire hood to have a success story because you're on the path. It's
mm,
just a matter now of time. So you're a millionaire in
mm.
lag because you've
Oh,
actually
that's so cool.
you put everything in place. Your attitude's on
So
point. Your
cool.
mindset, getting mentored. You're making good decisions. You're making more money. You're saving. You're investing. Like you're doing all the things required to do it. It's just
Yeah,
you just can't speed up success. It just has to go through this process. You have to sow before
yeah.
you know. So you're on the
And
path.
skills. I'm really happy to be learning new skills. There's
Yes.
lots of little tiny skills that I'm
Yep.
skilling up on.
Yeah.
That's just making a tiny little bit of difference. But it's like a ripple effect, like a tiny little
Yep.
learning thing
Yeah.
just has
Of
this
course.
big effect
Compound effect.
on
Yeah.
everything. So and it's just the visual thing, because you've just put all the structure in place. So I have some sort of structure, to
Yes.
to follow. That's
Yes.
huge for me.
Yeah. Yep. We all need structure because it creates consistency, and consistency is needed for results. So you're in the bounds of the mentorship, and it's working so well for you. And I'm really excited for the rest of the year to unfold for you.
Thank you.
So thank you for sharing that with us. My question to you is, what's the favorite part of the program? What feature do you think is the most effective for you?
Actually, turning up to the call, uh, and being consistent with showing up. It does astound me how much I learn on those calls, even if I haven't always done the homework, which gets
Yeah.
quite a lot of the time. But I remember you said to me, if you show up, you're, I don't know, more than halfway there, just show up. Because I used to think, oh, I haven't done the homework, so I can't really show up because he's going to ask, how many people have done the homework? And I won't be able to put my hand up, so I'm not going to show up. But I just remember, like if I just show up, don't worry about the homework,
Yeah.
And I always learn so much. So I have my little folder just for 5 steps to millions. So I have all the notes from all the times I've showed up. So it's in my one folder. Um,
Great.
uh, and yeah, I feel it's like that regular connection with you, but also with other members in the group because it's very interesting to hear their challenges and their triumphs and how they view money and what they're going through. And I then feel more connected to a community, and that actually inspires me to take more action.
Yes.
being connected with other people, and I want to hear how they're getting on. And even when they have like a setback, or it's not going so great, or it's
Yeah.
a little win, it makes me think, oh well, I've had a little win. Okay, it doesn't sound that
Yes.
much, but I bumped into so and so, or I got all these referrals or whatever, where it doesn't seem like much. I can't, and
So
the camaraderie and the support. I like the community. I really do. I think
yeah.
that helps me mentally and emotionally.
Yes, definitely. Well, it's really interesting because the environment is stronger than willpower. So if we can develop the right environment for people to come and feel supported, learn, grow, be accountable, set higher standards, connect with people on the same path, and be encouraged and inspired by results, setbacks, and otherwise, then that does most of the heavy lifting. It really
Yeah.
does
Yeah,
because it
it's very
changes your
healthy.
mindset. Yeah,
Yeah, and I don't
definitely.
feel so alone, and I
Mm,
feel like I'm connected to,
yeah,
other people wanting similar things to me, and it
yeah,
makes me want to try harder.
yes. Well, you've definitely done that. So I think
Yay!
you've definitely implemented everything. I'm very impressed. You should be very proud of yourself.
Aw.
Um,
That's
yeah,
so cool. I have to
you
go
should
and
be very proud
celebrate.
of yourself. Oh,
I'm actually gonna go and celebrate with a cycle ride.
okay, there you go. Good habits, hard to break, eh?
Yeah, I
That's
am. I
good.
can't wait to get on.
Yeah.
I bought some new trial runners today
Okay. Great.
for
I'm
my
glad.
run.
Fantastic. Well, I'm very, very glad for you. Very happy, of course. And we've still got more to do together. You've not even been through the full
Heaps.
year yet, and
No,
it's already.
and then there'll be the next year, and then the next year, because I'm
Yeah.
not going
That's
away in a hurry. You can't
there you
leave me after not
go. No,
even
no.
1 year.
Well, I'm not going anywhere. This is what I do. I love.
I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful that you've got a heart for just ordinary people, helping ordinary people, because I actually don't really know if there's many other things out there, because I have been looking for a very long time, and I have actually spent thousands of dollars on courses that I haven't finished, and this is the first one that I've
Yeah.
actually committed to, and I'm actually doing the stuff, because a lot of the others I haven't actually, you
Yeah.
know, and
Yeah.
so I'm really pleased that I found something that works for me.
I'm super pleased too. I'm very pleased actually. I think that I was going to flip this. That's a bit too close. Well, it's because I suppose this is set up to make sure you don't slip through the cracks because there's modules,
Yeah.
live calls, there's a
Yeah.
community, there's WhatsApp access to me directly anytime you want, and I think all those things really do matter. So we've set
Yeah,
it
they
up so
do.
you can enhance your chances of success. We don't want people to
Yeah.
quit. So
And I have slipped through the cracks on other courses. Do you know
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah. I know what you mean. That's why we want this to be different. So you've done all the right things and you've shown up and it's all working. So what would be your last question I have before we wrap it up? What would be your advice to others?
What would be my advice to others? Just trust Lloyd, trust the process. I think your heart is really in the right place. I feel that's important, because I think people really want to feel that whoever they're doing a course with, that they actually really do care, and it's not actually all about the money. Because sometimes fronting up that sort of money, sometimes you even feel like, is it a scam? Are you getting your money's worth? And is it all just about the money, and how many people they can get on? But I really get strongly that you're on purpose, like, I don't know, God intervention or something like that, to help ordinary people be extraordinary. Um, so just trust the process. Even if you don't really know, or you're not sure, you just have to, yeah, trust the process.
There you go. Trust the process. Fantastic.
Mm.
Well, Liz, I tell you what, I'm so excited for you for the rest of the time. Well, going forwards, I'm excited for you in general. I just love watching you grow and develop and change and transform. So
Yay.
well done. And thank you for being such a great inspiration to others.
Wow, that's amazing. Like, I can't remember the last time I got so many compliments.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Heck, there's
like,
some
cool.
people in the group they've developed running groups. They're there all because you're the first one to do the running stuff, and all of a sudden it's
Oh,
become
really? Oh,
yeah,
cool.
become this weird
Okay.
like I don't know personal development part of the journey. It's been strange for like a lot of people have been inspired by that. So I think you're the
Oh,
first one.
awesome. I
Mm.
was the first person. Oh,
I'm pretty sure
wow.
you're the first I encouraged to
It's,
or challenged to do it,
oh,
and as a
and
result,
since then,
I've challenged
what?
others. Yeah.
Oh,
not
that's
everyone gets
awesome.
that challenge because not everyone needs it, but sometimes
No.
it's just, I
Yeah.
talk about in Money Buys Happiness, this one, I talk about the that money is a combat sport. And it's there's challenging moments when you're trying to build wealth mentally, right? So if you don't have the resilience, you're not going to get rich. So part of that process of running is to build resilience, but that's not for everybody in the program. It's just for those who probably
No.
need.
Well,
So,
it surprised me with the running what skills you need and, structure and organizing and pacing yourself and nutrition and
yeah,
not giving up and
yeah,
timing. And, I was like, wow, there's quite a lot to this running thing.
yes,
You can't just,
yeah,
put your shoes on and start running.
yeah, that's
You have
yeah,
to learn how to run and you have to
yeah.
learn
You got to be
and your
organized.
breathing and your organizing. Show up on
Yeah,
time
it's
for
all the
things.
things you need. It's all the things you need
Mm,
for money management. It's your attitude. It's being organized. It's being structured. Getting
yeah.
mentored. Developing techniques. All the same for money. It's
Mm.
just that it's easier to apply that for some people when they're not
Yeah,
used
and
to
I think
numbers.
that was a simple thing. It was easier for me to go out running than it was to do money because I had such a big wall between me and money. I
Yes.
thought, okay, I can't do that, but I can run. Okay, I'm going
Yeah.
to run.
That's
And
true.
then that's helped me break down the barrier of the money, you know.
Yes. Very much so. Yep.
Whew.
It's a great character development we're seeing here, and I can't wait to do this again with you. We'll wait for another few big breakthroughs to come, and we'll come back again.
Yeah, yeah, 500,000. Yeah,
Yeah.
let's
All
do
right.
that.
Sounds
Uncle,
good.
half a
Set
million.
the goal. All right. Well, thanks for your time. I appreciate it.
Thank
And
you.
I look forward to seeing. I'll see you on the call tomorrow.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.